The flood crisis in Queensland has worsened as a major storm system descends on the state. Emergency warnings have been issued for people across the southeast.
There are severe conditions that are going to be experienced from the north of Brisbane, in that northern Moreton Bay region, Sunshine Coast, Gympie, Wide Bay, all the way up to Bundaberg. Now, this is of serious concern. So what we are asking people to do who live in this region, we are asking people to, in the first instance, children are safe at school, but you should collect your children when it is safe to do so.
So we're going to touch on a little bit of that again. The region from the north of Brisbane to Bundaberg is considered serious concern. Parents in that area are advised to pick their children up from school if safe to do so. The Bremer River west of Brisbane is expected to rise and could cause flash flooding. So Queenslanders are being told to keep up to date with the latest warnings on the Bureau of Meteorology website or app. The clean-up from this week's floods is continuing, but the Bureau warns this storm could be much more severe.
Unlike the event we have seen over the past week, this isn't a widespread area of rain, it's severe thunderstorms, and with severe thunderstorms comes severe hazards and phenomena. And that doesn't just include the heavy rain, it includes the potential for giant hail as well as damaging winds. So overnight, just after midnight, we saw hail of 5 to 6 centimetres around Inglewood. So that's incredibly large hail and can do a lot of damage. And we've also got damaging winds, so 93 kilometres reported at Dalby Airport, and in Beerwah we've had reports of trees down across that area.
Going to get more from our reporters in Queensland now. Jemima Burt is beside the Brisbane River and Ciara Jones is at Emergency Management Headquarters in Brisbane. First to you, Ciara, take us through the latest warnings.
Yeah, I mean, authorities say today's storms are a real concern. They're dangerous, they're life-threatening, and people's lives are at risk. Now, they could continue for the rest of today, into tomorrow, and even over the weekend. Now, the key areas of concern are northern Moreton Bay, the Sunshine Coast, Wide Bay, and the Bundaberg regions. Now, in those areas, Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk is urging parents to come collect their children from school only when it's safe to do so. Now, we've already seen a significant amount of rain fall across already saturated, already flooded areas this morning. Authorities say if you've been flooded this week, you could be flooded again, and they're urging flood victims to stay away from their homes and instead stay with friends and families or at evacuation centres. Now, the Weather Bureau says the falls won't be widespread like the rain event a few days ago, but catchments are saturated, so rivers and creeks will respond and rise quickly. Now, importantly, an emergency alert has been issued in Grantham in the Lockyer Valley, where 80 millimetres has already fallen this morning. So evacuations are underway there now as a precaution. Emergency services and the ADF are door-knocking homes there, trying to get people to leave and go to safety. Now, the emergency siren is also sounding there. So just very much an evolving and serious situation here in southeast Queensland today.
Okay, thanks, Ciara. We're going to now go to Jemima Burt beside the Brisbane River. How are water levels looking there right now?
Good afternoon, Kirsten. Well, the water is still over the boardwalk. We've just spoken to some of the restaurateurs that have been closed along this area for a number of days now. And they said there was an effort yesterday to clear off the boardwalk in hopes that the region would be able to reopen. And I think that's a really indicative situation of Brisbane as a whole. People yesterday were out in the sun. They were banding together with their neighbours and their friends, cleaning out their houses, thinking probably that the worst of this situation has been over. But as we've heard from the Premier this morning, it's very much not over, and people are being warned to pick up their kids from school, and that this is an incredibly serious, life-threatening situation. So at the moment, the Brisbane River is still high. It's not over the land where I am at the moment, but as you can see behind me, I'm not sure if it's clear, but there's still a restaurant that's completely underwater. It's up about halfway up an umbrella. So places are still not recovered from the last weather event, and now we're being warned of it happening again, something possibly quite as quite serious. Even this morning we've been along Eagle Street Pier where people are back out, with their photography group, just sort of getting back into the swing of life. But people are preparing for another really serious situation.
Now, Jemima, you've been personally affected by these floods this week.
Yeah, that's correct, Kirsten. Listening to Ciara talk about a second ago, people that have been flooded out of their homes, not being able to return yet. I'm one of those people at the moment. Fortunately, I live in an apartment building that my things are high enough above the ground that I have not experienced personal damage there, but my car was destroyed and I haven't been able to be back in my home since Monday. So that's probably going to be me for another few days out of my place, but myself and many other thousands of Queenslanders at the moment.